Welcome to Your Inner Power with Krista. This podcast is for the deeply intuitive ones, the curious ones, and the ones who follow their own path and embrace their uniqueness. We'll chat about all things spiritual, life's adventures, and always go back to deep self-trust because it's all within you. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome to episode 1. Here we are. I always knew that I would start a podcast, but I didn't know when that time would really come. And I allowed myself to just wait until I knew, okay, I know it's the time now. And we finally made it. And part of that was really allowing myself to use my voice and speak my truth. And it has been a journey. It has been such a journey over the past couple of years of really putting myself out there, of taking big leaps, of having lots of faith in myself. Like, if you know my journey, you know I will go into that in another episode, but it has been just a lot. And it has led me to this moment. And sometimes when we do new things, I know for me, I'm like, how did I get here? Like, how am I sitting here right now doing a podcast? And then I'm like, oh, it does make sense though. Like, I could reflect back on everything and I could see how everything brought me to this moment and everything worked out perfectly and exactly as it should, even if during that time it sucked, right? Even if during that time I was like, what is going on? This is the worst case scenario. No, it brought me here. I'm an Akashic Records reader and spiritual guide. I share lots of stuff on Instagram, lots of my own personal stories, and I share lots of my experiences and just a lot of personal things. And I think it's going to be really fun to chat on here because we can go really deep. And that's what I like to do because I hate small talk. I don't know about you, but I really don't enjoy talking about the weather, what's going on outside. I want to go really deep, really fast. So that's what we're going to be doing on this podcast. I want this podcast to be a place where you feel really seen and heard. And you know that every time you click play on this podcast, you're going to feel good and you're going to feel more connected to yourself. And you're going to walk away with tips and tricks and just grounded ways to connect in with yourself. We're living in a world where there is just lots of chaos around us constantly, and we're hit with things on the news and like just constantly. We can't get away from it, and we are just so plugged into it because of our technology. Even if something is going on the other side of the world, you know about it within seconds. And it's difficult on our nervous systems to take all of that in, and we feel helpless and all of that. So I just really want to help you find your center within yourself because we cannot control what goes on around us, but we can control our inner landscape. We'll talk a lot about spirituality, self-trust, the journey inward, but it's going to be super fun. I am not a serious person. And I want all of this to be really practical for you. And I want to show you that spirituality is just natural. There's nothing you need to do to be spiritual. You are just naturally a spiritual being. So the more we can realize that, the more we can just have fun and relax and release the pressure to do all the spiritual things. We naturally do those things. We're naturally connected. We are naturally so connected to our intuition, and I will show you ways to connect further in with your intuition so you can really feel this deep connection and know that you can just constantly rely on yourself. I will keep coming back to this same point over and over and over again. It feels so good, like a breath of fresh air to be able to do this and to be able to just have a podcast and talk about what I want to talk about and just feel like I can fully use my voice and fully share my experiences because I know that we all go through similar things. And the more that we can share about our experiences, the more that we can connect and we can see that we all go through the same things and that we can really support each other when we go through those things, when we can relate to one another and we can be really transparent and open. So my goal for this podcast is to be very transparent and very open and to share lots of stories and share lots of experiences and to be able to connect with you all. So if you have any podcast episode requests, like topic ideas, you can leave them over on my Instagram and I will look at that list and I'll create a list for myself in my notes app so I can go and look at what you guys might be interested in and then I can pick from there. And we can go into, I'm sure, a multitude of topics. I'm sure there'll be a lot of ideas, and I already have a lot of ideas myself. For the second podcast episode, I'm going to be going into my spiritual awakening journey. And this goes back to when I was a recipe content creator. And if you're like, Krista, what the heck are you talking about? Then you're probably newer here, but we're going to go deep into the story and I'm going to show you how I went from recipe content creator to Akashic Records reader. So get ready for that. Thank you for being here. And I am so excited to begin this journey with you. I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Your Inner Power with Krista. If this episode resonated with you, please leave a rating and review. This helps my podcast grow and reach new listeners. You can connect with me on Instagram at Krista Nastu. And if you're feeling called to go deeper, links to work with me can be found below. Until next time, remember, everything you need is already within.